Welcome back to Tea and Touchdowns. I'm your host, John Esler, here with my co-host,
Anela Esler.
And this is Tea and Touchdowns, the show where we talk sports and drink tea. Anela, what are you sipping on today?
I'm sipping on some raspberry pomegranate.
Take a sip. How is it? Let me know.
Really good.
Wow. Piping hot. You can see the steam. I have a spiced chai.
What?
Delicious. We're getting into the Christmas spirit a little bit here at the Esler household, doing some decorating, getting ready for the holiday season. But the talk of the hour, as many of you have seen yesterday, the official 2024 Esler Family Turkey Bowl scouting report was released by ESPN. So today we're going to go through it, talk about some of the analyses, some of the sleeper picks, some of the certified weapons in this year's draft, and just kind of evaluate who to go for, who to not, and just address some of the questions that this report released. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. First off, we got to start with our captains, Colin Berg and Jack Henry Esler. You have any analysis on those two? Some special athletes.
Sorry, let me
generational.
I might say, if you don't mind.
Please. Please.
Sorry. I think the purest athlete in this year's draft. That's an interesting take.
You know, in my mind, I don't think you can say the word athlete without saying Jack Henry Esler.
They just go together.
They do.
Hand in hand.
A strong frame, 6'3" or 4" in height. But across the board, has all the attributes you need in a successful football player. He's got the speed. He's got the length.
Mm-hmm.
What else does he have?
The height.
He has the hands. So as a captain, I think this sets a very interesting precedent for his team. Is he looking for a guy to pass in the ball, or is he wanting to take that leadership role himself and be the quarterback and be the facilitator of his offense? I love the NFL comparison here in Stephon Diggs. Has a veteran experience, but also the capacity to be a leader in the locker room. Injuries might be a question mark, but hey, I'm here for it. So that moves on to our second captain, Mr. Colin Berg. What do you think about him? I
just got to bring up the line about a true athletic chameleon Geico version.
Yeah. What does that say to you? ESPN does what ESPN wants.
I really don't know.
I think a chameleon. I think the Geico is probably the best chameleon there is.
There's some other good chameleons.
Name a good one.
I can't. There's definitely.
What's that guy in the Western show? The Western movie.
Rapunzel chameleon. Pascal.
Sure, Pascal. You know the one I'm thinking of though.
I don't.
The cowboy chameleon.
Hello.
So chameleons are known for their ability to blend into a team, but I think the Geico chameleon really stands out. And that's what ESPN I think was trying to communicate here with that analysis.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can fit in with any sport, but also he's going to stand out a little bit. And I think that's why he was selected to be one of this year's captains.
For sure.
Bona fide athlete. I love that language. Did you hear about what happened at the Saratoga Turkey Trot?
I did. Please refresh me.
Refresh me.
I didn't hear.
Oh, well, it's just a rumor. No certainty here, but he is said to have ran this turkey trot, hiking boots, jeans, flannel. That is a different kind of athlete.
Yeah.
With the cold weather, I can't even imagine the amount of physical pain he must have endured. But yet he came out on the other side. And if I were a betting man, I'd bet that he finished at a darn good time. So that's just awesome. I'm sure he's going to bring that same kind of tenacity to the football field. He's a natural outside receiver. He's got the quickness and physicality off the line to make plays. This comparison here, Julio Jones, 2 to 3 years after prime. So he's definitely on the downside, but Julio's Julio. You know, I'm sure some of you remember those Titan years. He didn't really produce quite as he wanted. But if you get the ball in his hands, he's going to make a play off it. It's just kind of a matter. It's honestly a similar conversation here to Jack Henry. Is he going to be the guy to facilitate the ball as a quarterback, or is he going to try to draft someone who can do that for him? So really interested to see how this plays out just from a strategy standpoint. Going back to the top of the draft order, we got the John Esler clan up first. You see anything in there that's interesting to you? Anything stands out?
Can't help but ask questions about the ankle injury.
That is what everyone's asking.
Yeah.
We remember in August a horrible tumble. Hey, Pops, get on in here. People have been asking questions about your ankle injury and if you're game ready to play. Here, step into the frame.
Don't mind if you.
It's right here. Right here is great.
Okay.
The frame, yes. Awesome.
Lovely.
Yeah, I can answer that.
Yeah, I mean, walk me through what happened there, and how are you feeling? Are you game ready for Thursday's competition?
Yeah, well, I suffered a pretty severe ankle sprain probably 4 months ago, but I've been involved in physical therapy, rehab. I knew about this game coming up, and this was the premier activity on my list. So I am. You put me in pickleball yesterday, and
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I mean, so you heard it here first from the man himself. He's ready to go. I mean, the ultimate veteran. He has the experience, but the question is, does he have the current physical capability to make it happen on the field? I mean, he's a chemistry guy. He's a culture guy.
Yep.
The Ben Roethlisberger athleticism, I would take that as an insult, but hey, ESPN does what ESPN does. But yeah, I mean, I'd say it's a solid
decades of
second,
experience.
third, fourth round kind of draft pick. Sure. Maybe falling fifth, even sixth.
Oh wow!
To the end of the draft there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. What else do you see here that you're liking? I think we got to address the rumors surrounding Jennifer Bastis that she might not be playing in this year's competition. I saw her send a text.
So?
Did you see that message that was sent?
It might have popped up.
Not only is it a rumor, it's actually a direct quote. It's not confirmed. That's why we're addressing it here. But I mean, in my mind, I can't see a Turkey Bowl without Jen playing.
They go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. Similar to Jack Henry in the athleticism conversation, exactly. Turkey Bowl and Jen Bastis are one and the same. I'm sure there's some natural tendency of her to assist in the Thanksgiving meal prep, and she's a certified legend there. But man, this Turkey Bowl is maximum 30 minutes every day. I really feel like she could show out, and I mean, without a doubt, she's someone who will make an impact on whatever team she plays. I could see her being a very good matchup for athletes like Jeannie Esler, even Anela Esler, if Anela decides to show out and suit up. Okay, you heard it here. So I think that's something that you just got to address off the bat.
Yeah.
Man, Matt Esler. Now that is a question mark. Not in a bad way, just in a way.
In a way.
I mean, I think some of these athletes, like Walter Bastis, like John Esler, like Matt Esler, it's kind of one of their last shots at this.
To sum it up, and he's done it before. Can he do it again?
That is the question.
That is the question.
I mean, you see the leadership qualities, you see the success as a leader. Is he the kind of guy who can be a quarterback to lead a younger offense, or is he more of a guy who's going to be a liability defensively, and even raise question marks? Like, is he going to get open when needed?
Yeah.
I have faith in athletes like this. I love the comeback stories, kind of the last chance efforts. So I mean, if I were a betting man, I think Matt can make it happen down the stretch when it needs.
For sure.
I love that comparison. Russell Wilson on the Steelers started out hot. He's kind of bringing the team down, but man, there's a lot of season left to play, so I think he could do it. Man, we're getting to my favorite part of the podcast.
Are we?
We're talking about Henry.
There it is.
This podcast would not be complete. The scouting report would not be complete without talking about Henry. He's the biggest question mark of this draft. He's the kind of player who could make or break a certain team. And I'll ask you the question. I mean, is he ready?
I'd say he is. I'd say he can make the team.
Wow.
No break.
I mean, in many ways, this is kind of his first exposure to a whole different league of play. And we've seen him do it well as a baby. We've seen him do it well at previous Thanksgiving gatherings. Among other athletes like Milo, even Charlie. I would use the word domination as far as dodgeball ability, athletic ability.
Go based on age.
Sure, he's older, but sure he's bigger too, and sure maybe he wants it more. But there's something that you can't teach there. Like he has that edge, he has that gene.
Can't fight that.
I could see him definitely being an energy type of player. I've heard rumors as well that him and John Esler III are a package deal, so we'll see how that plays out. But man, I think that Henry here has a lot to prove. He might not get the respect initially, but as Paul writes to Timothy in the first letter, don't let people discredit you because of your age. I think Henry should really embrace that scripture as he's going into this competition.
Yeah.
Own it. He's been training. He's been about it. And I don't know. I think he might live up to that potential in this year's competition. And that leads us to Alex. Sure. I'm sure you've heard her message in the group chat as well. similar to Jen, is on the fence about playing. How do you feel about that? How could she? What could she bring to this game?
Bring a lot. Good matchup for receivers like Anela Esler and defense from Maddie Berg.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. I mean,
Coach and mentor to Henry Esler.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes.
How do you think her playing is going to impact Henry if you
I think
were
it would
to get that chance?
Give Henry a whole new level of energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, I think of the wizard in Elphaba from the new movie Wicked. Elphaba, she had this mentor, this person she looked up to for so long. And in the end, when the wizard decided to not be who she thought he was, it crushed her.
It did. She went off the rails.
And it raised the question: is she wicked? That's up for future viewers to decide. But I mean, I think if Alex were to step out of this year's competition, I just don't know how Henry would react. And honestly, I have a little bit of fear there for his athletic future in Turkey Bowl matchups if she doesn't provide that safe space for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting down the list. I mean, talk me through. We kind of skipped some people up top. Is there anyone else you're wondering about? Have some questions about? I mean, the Bastis duo in Lily and Eliza. Is there anything there you want to mention?
Great athleticism.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
Good range with the skiing, swimming,
No
dancing.
Doubt. Hey,
Lily has
your tea is getting cold, sweetheart.
What? Where was I?
Yeah, you were
Great
somewhere.
range with the athleticism. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Dad.
Who are you talking about?
Well, you said the duo. So.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
they do go hand in hand. Yeah. I mean, when I think about Lily, I think of her truly being a student of the game. ESPN wrote that, but a student of the game. She spent years on the sidelines cheering on fellow football squads, and I mean, being from Hingham, she's certainly seen some subpar programs, and I feel like in that, learning a lot about what it takes to not be bad. So I feel like she could definitely bring some of that knowledge and that learning to whatever team she's placed on.
For sure.
Kind of see what offensive schemes might not be the best and just switch those in her favor. And I mean, again, you can't talk about Lily without talking about Anela. They clearly have a lot of off-field chemistry. Is that something that Colin and Jack Henry are going to weigh in a way to the point where they draft them together? I don't know. I mean, if I were them, well, I won't give too much away, but man, that is a decision for sure. I mean, Nolan just came off a half marathon. That is an impressive athletic endeavor, undoubtedly. He has the grit. He has the wrestling background, bringing that aggressiveness as well, and that technicality. I could see him being a Cooper Cup type of receiver. I love that competition. Not only is he going to find a way to get the ball, he's going to make plays off it. He'll get those extra yards. He'll get the first down. He'll reach for it. A high first round, second round draft pick without a doubt. Man, we get through to the end of this. I think the big question here is quarterback. What is that going to look like for you in this year's competition? There's no true standouts. We see in the scouting report guys like John Esler III, Matt, even Jack Henry, potentially Connor Berg, Colin's cousin. Should he make brother? I apologize. Should he make an appearance? Have that potential to be the leader, the quarterback of those teams. Who do you think are going to be the two, 3 people to rise up and take that role?
I had to guess. I'd say probably John Esler III.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Nolan Bastis.
Wow.
There's potential John Esler, Matt Esler.
Okay.
We'll see. No one knows.
I see a little battle between the new and the old there as far as your quarterback picks, but and then we get right on down to the coaches. Man, I'm not even going to mention the other two, but Eileen Esler, the queen. She's the best to ever do it. As far as captains are concerned, if you're not drafting Eileen, I don't know what you're doing. So, man, that's getting us to the end of our show. I'm excited. We heard rumors of T-shirts being released. This is seeming to be a fairly organized event. I love the buy-in. I love the just the conversations that have been flowing, the excitement that's building.
A lot of excitement.
What do you think this matchup, this event is going to do for the Esler family?
Just bring it closer.
Yeah.
Simply said.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're excited to give a post matchup analysis, even a draft night analysis. Just super interested to see how these teams are gonna unfold. So many ways it could go, so many different possibilities. But yeah, we're excited. Thank you again for coming to Tea and Touchdowns. This is your host, John Esler, co-host
Anela Esler.
Talking Sports one step at a time. Thank you.